Can you tell us about your field work at Mallows Bay and what that encompasses? And is that something that you do annually with the students?
As I mentioned before, our program has two field schools we run annually, one in the summer and one in the fall. And most of our students will go through those two field schools, and they're 3 to 4 weeks long in each case. And our faculty run through a rotation. So we work with one another and trade off who's in charge, who's playing sort of like a second fiddle role or a co-PI role. So we'll work all over the world. My colleague Dr. Harris, she took me to Costa Rica, and my colleague Dr. McKinnon took me to Saipan, and my colleague Dr. Raup took me to Kwajalein Atoll. And these were not my research projects, it was theirs, and I was in a support role. Likewise, when it's my turn, they'll come with me to some location. And back in the 1990s, as I mentioned, I was looking at ship's graveyards, and one of the big ship's graveyards, and one of the few instances of someone writing up research at ship's graveyards was the work of Donald Shamet in Maryland at the Mallows Bay ship's graveyard on the Potomac River. Luckily, in 2019, that ship's graveyard was designated a NOAA National Marine Sanctuary. Really soon after that, I was able to go up and have a look at the site. And I've been trying to work there as much as possible, because working with the individuals at the NOAA National Marine Sanctuary and also the Maryland Historical Trust has been incredible. The sanctuary itself is a collaboration between NOAA's National Marine Sanctuary System, the Maryland Historical Trust, and Charles County in Maryland. And they're sort of trying to develop this as a maritime heritage site. Actually, they just released a really awesome virtual heritage trail a few days ago that everyone should check out online. Really, since about 2020, I've been taking students up there to look at individual thesis projects focused on things like this archaeological site formation theme, but also working at the site as sort of an experimental site for some of these interdisciplinary ideas about microbes. Again, working with Dr. Field, I have a PhD student, Alison Ropp. She's looking at one of the wrecks in the bay here. There's about 120 vessels from basically the 1920s and 30s that were salvaged through the early 20th century. And she's been looking at some of those to look at wood density changes and microbial components of potential deterioration.